All right, we're live. We're live. I've got Jessica Collins on the phone, live from Accomack County Jail. She's a political prisoner. Y'all know her story. Um, she is a whistleblower and has been trafficked to the highest levels of government. And those who watch this show know that she was railroaded, set up, framed, and put in jail for crimes that were committed against her. So, thanks for joining us. We got Jessica live. She's having a rough time. They're really abusing her in the Accomack County Jail. And Jessica, thanks a lot for making this great effort to get the word out to the body of the people. Greetings, and I'll let you take the floor from this point. Anytime you wish to for me to take over, just let me know.
Okay, yeah, thank you so much for keeping up with what's going on. Um, it is some severe, inhumane cruelty that I'm suffering 24/7. They check in on me every 30 minutes throughout the night, and that's not, abnormal. It's the way, this stuff is run. I've been put in solitary confinement from the beginning. Um, the trial ran until about 8 p.m. And the judge found me guilty. I was completely addicted. I stood up to about 30 people, about 5 police officers, lost teeth on the witness stand, having to change their story on the witness stand, and recant things that they had stated just moments ago and correct themselves. It was me against them, and nobody came to defend what he saw, and that, um, regardless of the insurmountable events, what's the right word for that, Chris? Overwhelming evidence that,
Overwhelming evidence, video
yeah,
evidence that you
yeah,
were assaulted, and not the other way around. These were men that you allegedly assaulted. You're 120 pounds, and one of the men was over, I think, 6'2" and around 300 pounds, and the other one was over 200 pounds and
240, 260, something
240,
like that. Yeah,
260, and that
yeah,
these men assaulted you, and then they turned around in a court of law and said you, a 5 foot, what, three, 5 foot four,
four,
100 and
yeah.
yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to take that inch away from you. 5 foot four, 120 pound woman was somehow victimizing these men who it shows on video that were assaulting you, and that you never laid a hand on them except for to defend yourself as you're backing away. And everybody's seen that on this
Well,
video.
never laid a hand on them ever. You know, the one
Ryan
Ryan
Rose,
Humphrey,
Ryan.
he claims that I shook this 160 pound man like a rag doll, and that I punched him in the face. And one officer said that I caused a laceration above his right eye. His glasses fell to the ground, but were never scratched. Not even a, you know, one on the glasses. There was no photograph taken. The officer had to change his story and say, well, it wasn't a laceration, it was a red mark. And there was no photograph taken of any of that. Lauren Nicole, that she,
All right, it's getting choppy. So that's like, I should have warned everybody beforehand. The connection's horrible. So she's saying, talking about Lauren Roebuck. Is it Lauren Roebuck or Lauren Roebucks?
Lauren Roebuck.
Lauren Roebuck was just lying through her teeth, and I believe the last was Ryan Rose, not Ryan Humphrey. Isn't that correct, or am I incorrect on that?
No, Ryan Humphrey, the Food Line employee, was the one who was also. They all lied through their of them. It's astonishing, but if I can get a hold, or anybody is able to get a hold of the video of the trial, how much of a joke it was. Coy Bailey basically admitted to raping me.
Mm-hmm.
He was, his legs sprawled open in the court on the witness stand. He was leaning back like he was in his own living room, perfectly comfortable. The judge smirked when he said that he had no voice for a long time. One of the inmates that I spoke to says that Coy was convicted of rape back in Delaware in the 90s and did a 6-year sentence for that. Of course, I wasn't given that information prior to the trial. I can't do anything about it now. I can't do anything to defend myself. All of my court papers were taken from me when I was arrested. My Constitution, my militia handbook was even taken. Anything to defend myself. They kept me. I believe that your listeners, because you told me that you had called about it, but I've been kept in solitary confinement, and at the previous facility in complete blackout, where there was one very small thin window that was completely covered with a magnet, and they would pull it down to check on me every half an hour, and that's just what they do for people to think that I'm a special case, like suicidal or anything like that. It's just the rounds that they do. They have protocol, and so they come in every half an hour. At the other facility, every half an hour, there were some guards in the night that would shine flashlights on the women, because the women are the only ones held in these complete blackout isolation cells. The men have, free range to speak to each other and look through their windows and talk to each other without any obstruction at all. I saw one man at the other jail. It was Eastern Shore Regional Jail that was really abused. He had claw marks on his back, gashes that were at least an inch, maybe 3/4 of an inch deep. Open wounds. It looked like a dog. They said a dog had been sent after him, and it looked like the dog tried to rip his heart out through his back. And EMT, they said, left him there. With those open wounds, they apparently weren't bleeding, but at one point he started acting up, according to the officers. They yelled at him, sit down, and all their voices. We weren't allowed out of our cells the next day to take showers, and when we were allowed back into the shower, chunks in the shower.
Chunks of skin in the shower.
When their voices appeared again, they were talking about how much blood there was everywhere.
Right.
And whether they needed to call the hospital and have him taken back to the hospital. So I believe what happened in there was some severe abuse by the law enforcement.
And this is hold on, Jess. This is at the Eastern Shore Regional Jail in Virginia.
Yeah.
Okay.
In Northampton County in Virginia.
Okay.
For 2 weeks, when I isolation with no phone calls for 7 days, no shout for nothing. They would not let me make.
Just to repeat. Hold on a sec, Jess. Just to repeat. No shower for 9 days. No phone calls for 7 days. In complete isolation. In solitary confinement, which is against the law and against the Geneva Convention, against its.
That's what I told them.
Right.
I told them I want a copy of the Geneva Convention because I believe this is all against the law. It does not seem to matter. It doesn't seem to matter to law enforcement. It doesn't seem to matter to my family. It doesn't seem to matter to the people of this country. This is all. I've done everything I could to put the information out. Everything that I had said is true.
About Epstein, Joe Biden.
Alec Baldwin,
right.
John McCain. This is all, doing.
All right, Jess. Hey, we're getting to the tail end of the phone call, and so there's a lot of information that's put out that we put out there just now, and there's a lot more we shall put out. I will add on at the end of the show after we get off the phone. I just wish to say that. So this is cruel and unusual punishment. This is
beyond
be,
being harassed by the guard and the inmates, because I do not belong here. I don't fit in these environments because I am not. I haven't committed a crime. I'm getting, every single day, every 24 hours, 7 days a week for the past, 4 months, and now even worse in this solitary confinement where I have no control over for. I can't even make phone calls when I want. I have to be, I had to ask for the phone for hours and hours. Today, 6 hours. I had to ask for the phone before I received it.
mm-hmm. Okay. Well, yeah, this is definitely unconstitutional. It's against the Geneva Convention. It's against any sort of law that is out there anywhere. And yeah, it's a sad state of affairs. The callers are not the callers. The listeners are very happy to hear from you. And
sorry I'm in such bad spirits, but COVID-19 thing as a safeguard to make excuses for no phone calls, excuses for all of their illegal activity. They blame it all on COVID-19
right.
cover. Yeah. So I'm just saying, I don't know. They're also they keep taking jabs at me. Like today, somebody who had 5 years hanging over their head got released, dropped the charges, she's gone. The day that they transferred me to the Accomack County facility where I assaulted by officers in the past and where I am currently being abused, not just by the food is also another form of abuse. It is a literal punishment. Receiving 9 pieces of bread a day with bologna as 3 meals is another just aspect of it all. But God, so sorry, I lost my train of thought.
Yeah.
But on the day that they transferred me, they were bragging about how they just released 100 inmates that day. And I'm sitting here knowing I'm not guilty, knowing that all those people know I'm not guilty, the judge knows I'm not guilty, Morgan knows I'm not guilty, the officers know I'm not guilty, all the people that, hear this broadcast know I'm not guilty, and yet it still continues every day.
Right. Everyone who's seen the video knows you're not guilty. Everyone who knows the backstory knows that they set you up. Everyone knows this is to silence you, especially regarding Joe Biden and Melania Trump and Epstein, and the list goes on and on and on. But they are doing the full control grid around this election, COVID-19, the George Floyd psyop, and they're making us feel sorry for individuals who don't deserve it, and they're at the same time victimizing the good people out there like Jessica Collins, who are blowing the whistle and exposing this human trafficking operation at the top levels of the United States government and all the governments of the world. So
yeah, and the drug trafficking. Let me just say really quick, I really appreciate everybody who wrote, and it really lifted my spirits and meant a lot at a very critical moment to me. I received some people's letters, so I just want to say thank you for that and welcome anybody who wants to write. To do that, the address is P.O. Box 149, Accomack, Virginia 23301. I think those would help a lot, get me through some of the really rough days where I'm being abused, just especially, more. Like today is one of those days. So I appreciate being able to come on and share what's going on, and thank everybody, and Chris and Kurt and David and all your listeners. So to be in touch soon.
all right. Well, hey, thanks, Jess. Thanks for calling in, and we'll talk to you soon on the air, and we'll keep everyone updated.
Thank you for using Securus. Goodbye.
All right. Well, that's the end of that, and so that's the way we're starting this militia intelligence report. Well, actually, it's people of God, no longer the militia intelligence report. We've gone beyond the militia. We need more help than an earthly lawful creation and the only legitimate law enforcement. That's the militia. We need something much more powerful than that. So we are people of God. Welcome to the People of God Church. And yeah, we got a lot to cover. That was Jessica Collins. If you're just joining us live from the Accomack County Jail, she has been in isolation for weeks now. She was prevented from showering for 9 days. And the only thing that is keeping them from doing everything that they wish to her is us watching, and your phone calls, your letters, making sure everyone knows they're watching. We're naming the names, and we won't stop for the rest of their lives. They will not be relented upon, especially Spencer Morgan, Coy Bailey, Gordon Vincent. None of them will have any sort of anonymity anymore, except for, those who don't pay any attention to justice-related matters. So, here we go. We're trying to get everything set up. I'm going to try to get on Blog Talk Radio as well. So we got quite a broadcast for you tonight. We're gonna cover every aspect of this incident. I gotta walk outside here for a second, and so we're outside. We're gonna cover every aspect of this George Floyd psyop. It's big. Okay, so we're still live. Yeah. The war on white people that you're seeing in the media right now, with all this insane kneeling down nonsense and everything associated with that. Okay, we're going back inside now. Thanks for bearing with us. And yeah, we'll take calls tonight as well, as soon as we get on Blog Talk Radio, which will be momentarily. And hopefully we'll have Clifford and David join us as well. I'm very sorry to hear about the loss of your dog, Matthew Collins. I know that is a horrible experience to go through. And our deepest condolences. It is very, very difficult. I know that... unfortunately, from a number of times, so my condolences to you. And all right, we need to go outside. And actually, I've got to take Max outside now too. So we'll get to everything in just a minute. Just wish to obviously everything about the George Floyd incident is really fake. And if anyone believes any aspect of the George Floyd psyop, they are absolutely out of their mind, and they have absolutely no functioning brain. Unfortunately, that is a vast majority of the population. So we'll break it down like we did last week, from the beginning to the end. George Floyd is a actor in adult movies, if you will. He's a pornography actor. So that's one thing. And folks are doing the old misdirection, saying like, oh, does that mean he deserved to die and blah, blah, blah? No, that's certainly not what we are saying. We're saying the exact opposite of that. The point we're making, and they know this too, the ones that are making this argument, is a very bad actor. He's very bad. It was obvious that was an act. There's absolutely nothing real about that George Floyd incident. So, in addition to the fact that that was really extremely fake, we're just going to go to the blatant fakeness. The individual known as Derek Chauvin, the Derek Chauvin that was in the video allegedly kneeling on George Floyd, is different from the individual that appears in the mugshots that they're putting out to the public. So this is obvious. It's not even one of those things where it's something that can be debated. They are different individuals. So we have a pornography actor, again, not saying that someone in pornography deserves to die or that means he has done anything to justify any police brutality. We are 100% against police brutality as someone who has been hospitalized and injured many times by the police for exposing crimes of the police. That's why we were just talking to Jessica Collins. So Jessica is a whistleblower, is a victim. The government and their drug dealers and corporations murdered her daughter, then rolled up their own operation known as Alpha Bay, which was the largest human and drug trafficking operation on the dark web, killed her, trafficked her to, I don't know, just about every politician, high-ranking politician, and others that one can think of, trafficked by officers of Air Force intelligence and the Central Intelligence Agency, among others, local district attorneys in Baltimore, college professors. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. We've been through it, go back through. And then what happens is they set her up with drug dealers, and then they drug her, and then they make up a bunch of crimes that the video evidence of the incident refutes, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. All these people lie, and it doesn't matter what the video shows. Persons. They're certainly not people. So, we probably are going to end the show early tonight, depending on how much we get through, but we're going to get through it very, very quickly. Freezing at my end. A lot of individuals know that they're cowards. So again, I don't know what's going on, but we went from our view count in the past 20 seconds decreased by 90%. So I don't know what's happening with Facebook, but in any event, we put all this information out there, and it's been seen by hundreds of thousands of people, just this George Floyd thing so far. So yeah, it's fake. If you believe any of this George Floyd nonsense, you are a dummy. But you're not alone. There's a lot of dummies out there, and there is nothing real at all about this George Floyd incident except for the real shutting down, the real ending of America. This is a race war on white people. We're going to cover the fact that they're going to remove the Confederate monuments on Monument Avenue in Richmond, Virginia. They're making everything crap. They're making everything garbage in this country. And I can tell you, they have shut down the streets. They didn't say oh, okay, yeah, this lockdown for no reason for coronavirus and this thing that we that is not really killing anyone, that is basically a type of flu. Not basically, it is a flu. It's a mild flu in comparison to many other kinds of flus. So we know that that this coronavirus thing was a total BS nonsense, and they locked everybody up. They took everybody's freedom of assembly away. They took all of everyone's rights away. Everyone's rights away. And then they said, oh, okay, well, here's this incident where this guy, George Floyd, a pornography actor, again, nothing wrong with that except, for him, I guess, it's probably not the best thing for any individual involved's well-being. But in any event, he's a pornography actor, and he allegedly was in a convenience store attempting to pay with a counterfeit $20 bill. And the police come. Now, this is something that we touched on last week. And as someone who has worked in retail or has been either a retail store owner or employee since I was, started at around the age of 15 or 16 years old, and worked or was an owner of retail stores up until, probably 10 years ago, 2010. So up until my mid-30s, I was owning, managing, and running retail stores. One thing I can tell you is the police will not show up, nor will they be called by anyone except for a complete dummy, and that dummy will not get anybody to show up for a counterfeit $20 bill. It will not happen. That is not protocol of any retail store I know. Any retail store I know. And anyone who works in retail, they'll tell you the police will not be called and will not show up for a counterfeit $20 bill. So that story is complete BS. It's complete nonsense. No one should believe it. And it's mockery. And here's the mockery, because 2 weeks before that, in an interview on 60 Minutes, the president of the Minneapolis Federal Reserve Bank, Neil Kashkari, says, quote unquote, the Fed has infinite cash. Every American, I don't know whether they've received it or not, but the offer to every American was, hey, we'll give you $1,200 for nothing. So they're giving away $1,200 to every single person in America, allegedly. And then what? The police are going to show up in full force? Outrageous numbers? Very angry over what? Catching somebody? They don't even show up that quickly to an armed robbery. They don't show up that quickly to any crime. They don't show up that quickly to guns fired. They don't show up that quickly to bodies down on the ground. They certainly are not going to show up that quickly to a counterfeit 20 at a crap convenience store in a crappy part of a crap town, Minneapolis, Minnesota, with dummies and idiots run by degenerate wastes of oxygen. I know that. I know Steve Elliott. He was the third highest paid, or maybe it was definitely in the top 10. I thought it was in the top 5, highest paid state official in Minnesota. That guy stole all my grandfather's guns and antiques worth hundreds of thousands of dollars and pocketed the money in order to carry on an affair, while he was married to my aunt with one of his subordinates at work. He was embezzling money from the company at the same time. What happened? Well, Colonial Williamsburg Foundation, he was the vice president of, found out about it, and they gave him $500,000. And then he got an even higher paying job. Then he went to New York State, had the New York State Historical Society, And then to Minnesota, where he was picked by a panel including members of the Rothschild family. So Minnesota is a crap town. It's full of members of the Synagogue of Satan. It's a very high, quote unquote, Jewish population, although they're fake Jews. Ashkenazi population. So don't believe any of it. And also, their mayor, Jacob Fry, is a Mossad agent. He's kicking this all off. We established Jacob Peterson, who was a St. Paul Minnesota police officer who was starting the fire and damaging the property at the AutoZone. That's what started the fires. A St. Paul, Minnesota police officer. We established all this last week, and now we have more to establish this week. So hopefully we're going to get logged in here, and we're going to get on the phone. So Cliff and David, if you're watching, I understand that there is problems with the feed here on Facebook Live. We're doing the best we can. We're just doing the best we can. That's all we can ever do. And I could not log in or call in to the show. And actually, I don't think we'll be able to call into the show now, anyways, without well, I don't think we'll be able to call in. Let me see if we can. No, we're not going to be able to. So, Clifford, if you wish to call, probably the easiest thing to do is to call on my phone, and we'll try to get everybody on that way. Because with the Jessica Collins call, I didn't want to separate that from the rest of the show. I probably should have started the show on Blog Talk before I got the interview with Jessica Collins from jail. But in any event, hindsight's 2020. That's how we had to do it. It was a quick spur of the moment thing to have Jessica live and on the air. Let's see if we can call in through what we used to do, which was what was that thing? Call in using Skype. All right, we'll try that. Dial